Well, it's been over a year and a half since Ta'Neasha Chappell died from severe medical complications while incarcerated in the Jackson County Jail. Dom Hayab reports on the latest, including a recently released deposition by the Jackson County Sheriff.
1, 2, 3. We love you, Ta'Neasha Chappell!
1.5 years after Chappell died in the Jackson County Jail, the public is still asking why. For her lawyer, Sam Aguiar, the reasons are becoming clear. Last March, Aguiar deposed County Sheriff Rick Meyer, and on January 12th of this year, that transcript was filed. Sheriff Meyer says in the deposition that proper medical procedures were not followed when managing Chappell's illness. Aguiar says that she vomited blood. In the transcript, Meyer says that if that's the case, she should have been sent to the hospital or at least been evaluated by a physician. Chappell's lawyer agrees.
The video speaks for itself, the evidence speaks for itself. It's pretty obvious that you had a woman that was suffering, getting worse, showing serious medical issues, and that they just let her die.
Aguiar argues that other systemic issues made Chappell's situation even worse. In the deposition, Aguiar says the jail nurse had a 3 to 4 month backlog of inmate medical screenings. The screenings let officers know about an inmate's medical conditions. Because of the backlog, Chappell never received a screening. The parties have yet to agree on a settlement in the case.
Dom joins us now for a little bit more. You point out some of the systemic issues that worsened Ta'Neasha's experience in the jail. Were there any other things that stood out to you in that deposition?
Yeah, absolutely. So a few of the things that stood out to me in the deposition were specifically whether or not jail protocols were followed in terms of medical conditions and things that are going on in that regard, as well as whether or not officers were following their first aid training. So you're looking at this, it's not just whether or not the jail was overstaffed or understaffed, which is a lot of the focus on cases like this, but in this particular case, we're looking at whether or not the jail officials actually did things like call for an ambulance when Ta'Neasha was experiencing these things, whether or not they called a physician in this instance as well. It's pretty rough. Have you spoken with Ta'Neasha's family at all? Yes, I have. It's been obviously an incredibly year and a half for them, an incredibly difficult year and a half. But they stay positive in the fact that they might be seeking some justice here soon for her. And it's pretty unimaginable to either lose, a mother, a sister, a daughter. But they're looking to find that justice.
Was this an isolated incident, or had there been other deaths at the Jackson County Jail?
Yeah, so actually not too long after Ta'Neasha's death, someone else died under somewhat similar circumstances in the jail, and we're actually going to be looking at that moving forward. Both cases are actually pursuing litigation. So.
All right, Tom, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.